What is the 90-day blueprint to become an actual trader? Hey guys, Kunal here, Bulls on Wall Street. Today we're going to talk about something that's so important that nobody does. What is the 90-day blueprint to become an actual trader? In today's video, I'm going to give you a step-by-step blueprint on, if you were my child, how I would coach you into becoming a trader in the quickest and most efficient way possible. Everything you've heard about traders and trading and even entrepreneurship and success has been an endless grouping of struggle porn. You would think to become successful as a trader, you need to be gosh darn homeless, right? I can't even count. Is it a dozen? 2 dozen traders who claim that they were homeless and then 2 years later they're millionaires. Come on, right? Like, if you're an able-bodied 32-year-old man and you're homeless, you already got something weird going on here. The odds of you becoming a day trader a couple years later trading out of your car in Starbucks is slim to none. This type of struggle porn is out there in every single industry right now, and nobody really ever just goes into the details of what it takes. Frankly, if I was going to be a trader and I thought I had to become homeless or to donate my kidneys to have money to trade, I probably would find something else to do. Most likely I'd become a dentist or something along that end. So let's get into this. Let's talk about the blueprint of how to become a trader in the most efficient way possible. So the first thing we want to start with is, what type of instrument are we going to trade? Right? If you're a trader, you have a handful of choices that you can do. You can do stocks, you can do options, you can do futures, you can do Forex, and you can do cryptocurrency. Let's just toss cryptocurrency out the window right now. Bitcoin's just sitting at $25,000. If you're a new trader and you want to learn how to trade trends and momentum, sitting there trading cryptocurrency is probably not going to do you anything. Almost all the brokers and exchanges have gone bust. There's no Voyager app, no Binance, right? No Gemini. All of these guys are gone, dead to the world. So there's not even really anywhere to trade. And then also, once again, Bitcoin's just sitting at 25,000. What are you gonna do? Just sit there and stare at it and eat Twinkies all day? Not gonna work. So let's toss that out. Forex, let's toss that out too. Forex these days, if you go on Instagram or anything, is a multi-level marketing scheme. How it became a trading instrument to MLM is beyond me, but it's something that you just don't even want to get into. Forex is boring, it requires a lot of leverage, and the marketing is geared towards people that just have like 50 bucks and they'll offer you 100 to 1 leverage. It's a Ponzi scheme at its best. It's an MLM scheme at its worst, right? And so we can stay away from that crap. It's like back in the 90s when they're doing Tupperware parties or Amway. Like, you gotta sign a bunch of people up and they get paid under it. What that has to do with trading, I'm not exactly sure. More power to them, but it's not for us, son. Okay, futures. Futures, some of the biggest traders in the world trade futures. It's not for us right now because it's just too much leverage, and frankly, just sitting there and staring at the SPY or the QQQ all day is not going to really do you any good. As traders, we want to be hunters, looking for the hottest and the best opportunities. And when there's only a few things to stare at and you got infinite number of leverage, you tend to force trades, because when you're just staring at one thing, you got to kind of invent patterns when you don't often see them. I think that just stinks. We can toss that out the window. So now you've got options. I love trading options. I recommend all you guys learn how to trade options. But the thing with options is you can't trade options unless you know how to trade stocks. Guys, stocks is the center of the universe for trading. If you can trade stocks, you can trade options. You can trade futures, you can trade Forex, you can trade cryptocurrency, you can do all of it. In 2017, I didn't know anything about cryptocurrency. One of my students told me about it. I hopped in and I was dominating that thing. Why? I'm just using the techniques I learned in the stock market. Then, I started dumping into futures when COVID happened, because the market was moving around so much at night because of the China lockdowns and all that stuff that was going on. And so I was trading futures at night. Once again, didn't know anything about futures, but I knew how to trade stocks. And so futures was fine, and options is the same thing. So we're gonna learn how to trade stocks. That's written in stone, right? Now, what do we go next? So this is what I want you to do. So run a simple scan on TC2000. I want you to do a custom sort feature. In the custom sort feature, what you're going to do is look up the biggest gainers of the year. Start with 2023, go to 2022, go to 2021, go to 2020, then go to 2019. I want you to look up the top 50 biggest gainers of every single year and put them on a list. Go through every single chart. Look and see what type of patterns they're coming out of. That big base. I want you to look at that big base and figure out how these stocks start to move. Most of the time you'll start to see that they're in a base breakout formation or some type of accumulation phase, and then what happens next. The next column I want you to put in, when did the move start and how? What was the catalyst? What was the gap? What type of news was it? This is going to give you a key understanding of how stocks move and what causes them to move. I want you to go in and write the price range of the stock, the float of the stock, and then the sector of the stock. This is going to give you a complete picture of how big movers move. I want you to study the biggest movers of the market of the last 5 years. It's going to give you an acute understanding of trends, how they start, when they start, and what do they look like, and of course, how long they last. When you know this, nobody can take that knowledge from you. It's ingrained into your head for a long period of time. After you're done with that, guys, this is your next big step. I want you to take your TC2000 or your charting platform. I want you to sift through literally 1,000 charts a day. Go through the top gainers, the top losers, the biggest gainers of the last 6 months. And I want you to study them over and over. 1,000 charts every single day. I think it takes 100,000 charts to get used to seeing charts in real time and to really train your eyes to it. It can often take people 2, 3, 4, 5 years to get to that 100,000 chart level. If you can do it in 100 days, or in this case 90 days, you supercharge your learning so fast. I've seen so many people take years to get there, and then they're like, I wish it didn't take me so long. It's like, well, we gotta rip that Band-Aid. You can do this much quicker. So 1,000 charts a day for the next 90 days, all right? Start spotting those patterns. Okay, so now you got your charting platform, you've gone through 100,000 charts, you've studied the big winners. Now it's time to put pen to paper. I want you to start using the simulator on TC2000 or whatever you're gonna use and start banging some buttons. I want you to start taking some trend trades. Learn 1 or 2 basic patterns of what's happening with those big winners, right? When you study those big winners, how do they come out of it? And then what are the follow-through patterns in the first wave, second wave, third wave as they keep continuing to trend? You're gonna start to see some pullback patterns and some consolidation patterns. I want you to start practicing them. Once you do that for a month, then it's time to put real money into an account. Just start with something small that you feel like you can risk, right? $50 a trade, $100 a trade, whatever it might be, do something small. When you trade something small, you're really going to be focused in on the patterns and not necessarily the emotions of having too much money on the line. Every 2 weeks you're profitable, start to increase your size till you get where you want. A final note on this after you're doing this, right, and you're starting to grow into the size that you want, make sure that you don't just join some random people's chat rooms or some random Discords and you watch random people's YouTube videos. When you're new and you're kind of building this foundation, and then you start taking knowledge from people that may not actually have it, and you start adding it to already a shaky foundation that you're trying to make solid, you can get really, really confused. If you're sitting there watching some kid roll around in a McLaren and he's talking about how he day trades 0 DT options and made this much money, and they're wearing basketball jerseys and have nappy hair and going to nightclubs and posting videos of it, that's probably not going to get you better as a trader. at all, but it's gonna even make it worse because you're gonna start following and learning some techniques of people that actually don't trade for a living. Most of that stuff is a fugazi. If you're gonna join a community, you have a style that you're interested in. There are people out there like Investors Live, Dan Shapiro, the guys at MIC, Eduardo. There's a whole host of good people out there that you can follow and learn from, where you don't necessarily have to pop into the new hot thing. So guys, you're my kid. This is how I suggest you learn how to trade. I would not tell you to do it any other way. I think this is gonna be really important because you're doing this basic legwork and making these lists and doing something that's a little bit tedious. And when you do it like that, all of the sudden, you can do the legwork and the homework to be a successful trader. So guys, let me know if you have any questions. I look forward to hearing from you. Everybody should be trying this 90-day blueprint, whether you're a professional trader, a new trader, or just somebody that's been struggling for a long period of time. Hit that like button and we're gonna get this party started.